40 buzz. Ain't it chick? It's something that we never tried. What? Let's see how this gonna work over here, man. You know, we haven't done anything over here in a while, man. So make sure that you guys pull on up. Make sure that you do so. Hey man, we here. We're here. We are here. Tap on in right now. We're here. We get retarded. Let them 40s buzz. Let the 40s buzz. So this is how we gonna do, y'all. Yeah, this is a test. This is a test. I had to do it, man, because it's gotten so ridiculous, man, that I had to do it. And you, excuse me, you got other YouTubers who pretend like they don't see it. They just don't see it, which is crazy to me. I don't see how you could ignore something like this. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Ringo is the king of Sambos. Right, right. You know, I had to switch the name up a little bit for the channel, King Supreme TV. I'm gonna put the TV on there because there's a lot of guys with the King and the Supreme and all that. So I had to do something to separate it, man, to separate. So I'm thinking I'm brainstorming, man. So I'm gonna change up something to separate myself from the other people with similar names, you know. But tap on in, man, and listen. We're gonna keep this channel clean. All I gotta do is get the watch time minutes up, and we're gonna get monetized over here, right? That's what we're gonna do. Right. Every stream, this dude's been rocking a MAGA hat, right? A MAGA hat. Now look at Ringo's views before he started caping for Charlie Kirk. He was getting like 4,000, 3,000, maybe 5,000 here and there. But the moment he started caping for Charlie Kirk, the views went up to 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. I told you guys, cooning pays on YouTube. He said, man, forget all this, man. I'm about to start cooning. And if you go through his videos, you will see exactly what I was saying. He wasn't getting these numbers before he started caping for Charlie Kirk, before he started tap dancing. He wasn't getting them views. Man, Ringo is the biggest coon on YouTube. You know, if not the biggest, he's definitely in the top 5. Let's see who's the biggest coons in the black sector of YouTube. Angry Man, Anton Daniels, Officer Tatum, Ringo TV, Jason Fatlock, also known as Jason Whitlock, the Conservative Twins. Those are the biggest coons on YouTube. He said it's crazy how I treat the people who came to his channel over Charlie opposed to the people in his past comments. Right. Keith Cunningham, you got to reword that. It's crazy how he treated the people who came to his channel over Charlie opposed to the people in the past in the comments. Shout out to you. But listen, man, when I tell you guys stuff, you can take it to the bank. I'm not hating. This is simple observation. When he started to defend Charlie Kirk, his numbers went all the way up. What did I tell you about cooning? Most definitely, cooning definitely pays. Ringo is a prime example of how when you start cooning, your numbers go all the way up. You know what I'm saying? All the way up. Listen, homie, I don't want numbers that bad to say the things that Ringo has said about Martin Luther King's family, to say the things that he said about the black community. I don't need views that bad. There's certain things that I'm just not going to do. And I'll never cross a line like that to appease white folks who don't like my black ass in the first place. That's crazy. So it's going to take a while for the algorithm to pick these numbers up because usually we don't go live over here. You know, most of the time we're going live on the main channel. So it's understandable. He said Ringo went to the dark side. Yeah, man. Angry Man, Anton Daniels. I mean, you got black men out here defending Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk wouldn't. I'm going to keep the language clean over here, man. I got to be mindful of that. Right? But listen, that's our fault as well as black people, because the fact that you have black people who still listen to him after he said all that stuff, after he disrespected the King family, and when you look at the fact that he's been cooning for a long time, the fact that you still have black people over there watching that says a lot about us. You shouldn't see nobody black in his comments. His comment section should be white people, the same white folks that he's caping for. The only reason you should see a black person over there is if they're roasting him or clowning him. The fact that he still has black supporters, that says a lot about our people. You can disrespect our people and say anything and they'll still support you. Unless you listen. Now, if you a pro-black person, black people will turn on you for disrespecting them. But when you start cooning, the white community gonna support you in large numbers, and you're still gonna have black people who support you. He said, "Nah, Ringo got white folks watching." Now I know, man. Listen, I went in his comments. I said, man, let me look at the comments. Let me see who's watching this garbage, right? I wanted to see who's watching that garbage. So I went to the comments, and when I looked at the comments, it was a bunch of right-wing, racist rednecks in his comment section cheering him on. Oh, Ringo, you're doing such a great job. Oh, you're doing such a great job. You're not like the rest of those N-words. You're actually smart. You're intelligent. You have new subscribers, Ringo. We're going to support you 100%. And these were MAGA hat wearing right-wing redneck conservatives over there cheering Ringo on in his comment section. It's crazy. Did you see clip of Charlie Kirk rebuking a white supremacist? Well, Charlie is one of them. He's one of them himself. He's just I can't even say it's low key. But anyway, man, let's get into this clip, man. I'm not even going to worry about the numbers over here because we don't go live over here, man. So it's going to take a minute for those numbers to get up. But anyway, we still going to take care of business regardless. Anyway, hit the like button.
Channel on YouTube. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, no matter where you are in the world. You know, guys, I am literally overwhelmed with the black church. The black church is completely racist, completely hateful. And I never thought that in this time,
the black church is racist and hateful. What about the people who underlie Charlie Kirk? You ain't got nothing to say about that? Huh? He has nothing to say about white folks. Now, if it's something positive about white people, he'll say that. But he's not going to say anything negative about white folks at all. I see the play 100 miles away.
Rather than people preach love, they're now preaching hate. And that is where we are today, guys. That's why I'm doing this particular show. You see, guys, this particular show by what happened.
No, you should be ashamed and embarrassed. Those same white people that you're defending made a mockery out of Trayvon Martin's death. They said it was justified. His death was justified because he was a thug. He was a criminal, right? Let me take it a step further. Your boy, Charlie Kirk said that Trayvon Martin was hunting George Zimmerman. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for supporting somebody like that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for defending somebody like that. Charlie Kirk said Trayvon Martin was stalking George Zimmerman. That was a bold-faced lie. And you still get your raggedy behind up here and support that man who clearly has no respect for you, your community. I mean, let me tell you something, Ringo. Charlie Kirk wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. Trust me, he wouldn't. Then he's sitting up there with a MAGA hat on, telling black folks what's wrong with them while caping for white folks who don't give a damn about him. But black people ought to be ashamed of themselves. The people who unalive Charlie, nah, they have no reason to be ashamed. Nah, that has nothing to do with white culture. So you make countless videos going in on Martin Luther King's family, the black community, in defense of Mr. Charlie. What a disgrace, Ringo. You got to be the biggest Sambo on YouTube. At least if you're not the biggest, you got to be in the top 5. And I can't forget about Jesse Lee Peterson. Who's the biggest coons in the black community? Who's the biggest Sambos? Anton Daniels, Ringo TV, Angry Man, Jesse Lee Peterson, Officer Tatum, Jason Whitlock, the conservative twins. Those are the biggest coons and Sambos in the black sector of YouTube. Hands down.
Overwhelmed. Welcome to the show, Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the.
So he said they're only calling out ninjas and not black folks. Okay. When we're calling out white supremacists, then it's not white folks. We can both play that game here, Ringo. If I'm calling out racist white supremacists, then you could say, well, I'm not talking about white folks. I'm talking about white supremacists. We can both play those games, Ringo, with your MAGA hat on.
#1 reactionary channel on YouTube. Hope everybody's having a blessed day, no matter where you are in the world. You know, guys, I am literally overwhelmed with the black church. The black church is completely racist, completely hateful. And I never thought that in this time, rather than people preach love, they're now preaching hate. And that is where we are today, guys. That's why I'm doing this particular show. You see, guys, this particular show
have a problem with Charlie disrespecting Trayvon Martin. You don't have a problem with Charlie disrespecting Juneteenth. Charlie said that Juneteenth was a worthless holiday, and it's only used to guilt trip white people. That's the only purpose that Juneteenth serves. That's the only purpose that Juneteenth serves. Words of Charlie Kirk's, not mine. Now, if black people said that the 4th of July was a worthless holiday, white folks would say, man, those N-words are anti-American, right? Listen, homie, black people celebrated their freedom on Juneteenth. It was a celebration. Blacks was in captivity for damn near 400 years. So they had the right to celebrate their freedom. And blacks fought in the Civil War. Not only did we build this country with our blood, sweat, and tears, we fought in the Civil War. That's how the North won the war, because the blacks fought in that war. So we fought in the war and we built this country for 400 years. We gave this country free labor for 400 years. So you mean to tell me that Juneteenth is nothing to celebrate? And these are the words of Charlie Kirk. But Charlie Kirk has no reason to be ashamed of himself. Charlie Kirk said that Trayvon Martin was hunting George Zimmerman. He said that Trayvon was stalking George Zimmerman. Clearly, that was a bold-faced lie. You can listen to the 911 call, and it's the complete opposite. Law enforcement told George Zimmerman to stop stalking and following Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman disobeyed a direct order from law enforcement and followed and stalked Trayvon Martin anyway. But Charlie has no reason to be ashamed of himself, just the black community. Speaking to the people, they're speaking to the people that they want to speak to. They face the people. They preach in the church. They preach from the pulpit, and they're preaching to the people that they want to preach to. Just like Charlie went to colleges, speaking to people who lacked life experience, people who still live with their parents. Those are the people that Charlie debated. This level of caping is sickening. This is sickening. None of those white folks that you're taking up for would take up for you if a white person disrespect you. Ringo, if a white person harmed you or unalived you, Charlie Kirk would say it was justified. I bet my bottom dollar on that. If a white supremacist harmed you, right, Charlie Kirk would say it was justified. I've never heard Charlie say that a police officer or a white person was guilty for attacking this random black person. Charlie always made excuses for a white person when they harmed somebody black. Charlie was so ridiculous that he told a bold-faced lie and said that Trayvon Martin somehow was stalking George Zimmerman, and George Zimmerman had the right to stand his ground. Words of Charlie Kirk. And this is the man that you defend? You disrespect your own people? You take a crap on your own community to appease white people? MAGA people? Look, homie, this dude has a MAGA hat on, preaching to a MAGA audience, disrespecting the black community in defense of Mr. Charlie. More than a few people who support you. You got a lot of new MAGA supporters now. You got a lot of new MAGA supporters, Ringo. You got a lot of people who support you. Right? So you can't say it's only a few people. Ringo went from getting 4,000 views for a live stream. Now he's getting 200 and 300,000 ever since he started caping for Mr. Charlie. Those numbers went all the way up. So Ringo, you got a lot of right-wing MAGA supporters who support your channel now, Ringo. You ain't got to worry about black folks not supporting you no more. See, I told you guys this a long time ago. Black people barely support. Now you have some black people who do, but a lot of black people who don't. That's why you get guys like Ringo and Angry Man who say, man, forget the black community. I'm going to start cooning because it's obvious that's where the money is. I'm going to just start cooning. Forget these black folks. I'm trying to feed my family. I'm trying to make money. If I got to put on some tap shoes and a MAGA hat, well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right? Angry Man did the same thing. Ringo did the same thing. Anton Daniels is doing the same thing. And Jesse Lee Peterson, oh my God, he's just ridiculous. Jesse Lee Peterson might be the coon. I don't know, man. Who do you guys think is the biggest coon? I think Jesse Lee Peterson probably has the crown, and Anton Daniels and Ringo TV are runners up for that crown. But Jesse, I believe, is the number one Sambo of them all. And then, like I say, Ringo and Anton Daniels, they're runners up. They're looking to be coon. They're looking to get that Coon of the Year award, man, for sure.
In the world we live in, there's so much to say. There's so much lies happening right now that it's just blinding everybody. Everybody's being played. Everybody's capitalizing off of everybody. That's right. Charlie Kirk had many enemies, guys. Many enemies that are good actors. And I'm seeing it. I'm seeing all of these snakes. I'm probably like one of the only people on social media right now that is actually covering this story with any sort of truth and passion.
Wow. He said he's the only one covering this story with truth and passion. I'll be sick of these YouTubers saying, man, I'm the only person that's doing this. Man, I'm tired of these stupid people saying that shit that it's not true. There's tons of people that's covering this story with truth and passion. You fix your raggedy lips to say, I'm the only one that's covering this story with truth and passion. What type of drugs are you using? You're the only one telling the truth. You're the only one that's covering the story with truth and passion. Man, please.
You got demonic people and haters that will literally wake up just to be a part of this show, to hate. Just to hate me. For no reason.
For no reason.
Some of y'all was
wow, for no reason. Really? So people hate you for no reason. You haven't done anything for people to dislike you. Wow. No accountability for Ringo. I haven't did anything for people to dislike me. Really?
laying down. You don't like me, but you got up just to hate. Oh, Ringo. I'm seeing all of these snakes. I'm probably like one of the only people on social media right now that is actually covering this story with any sort of truth and passion. You got demonic people and haters that will literally wake up just to be a part of this show, to hate. Just to hate me. For no reason. Some of y'all was laying down and you don't like me, but you got up just to hate. Oh, Ringo's on? Let me come on in and hate. Got to do my job.
You got to watch your language in the chat, man. There will be no profanity in the chat. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. We got to get this channel monetized. So if I see you using profanity and disobeying what the moderators are asking you to do, I will be forced to remove you. Keep it respectful, and I have no reason to remove you. Please follow the rules and guidelines. That's simple. The same way that you follow the rules and guidelines when you go to work. Give us the same respect over here. I had to make that clear. But anyway, let's get back to the content.
That's right. Charlie Kirk had many enemies, guys. Many enemies that are good actors.
And his enemies were white people. Most black people didn't even know who Charlie Kirk were. They didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was. Charlie's enemies were white people. Unfortunately, it was a white man who took his life. So that proves that white people are the ones who hated Charlie. Black people are just giving their thoughts and commentary, especially now that they heard the things that he said about the black community. 99.9% of it was negativity about the black community. But black people ain't allowed to give their opinion about Charlie when all Charlie did was give his negative opinion about the black community. Get lost. Man, please, get lost.
I'm seeing it.
Then he got that goofy ass music in the background. See, we can see the audience that you aimed at. We can see the type of audience that you're trying to gain. We could see it. It's obvious. It's clear as day. You're sitting up there with your MAGA hat on. You know, dear Boule. What about the white supremacists in this country, Ringo? Clearly, Charlie was cool with white supremacists. He was friends with a lot of them. But you have nothing negative to say about Charlie, but you got everything negative to say about the black community and Martin Luther King's family and the legacy of MLK. You have no problem disrespecting that.
I've learned a long time ago that the black church is nothing more than a business. It's not set up to show love to the people. It's designed to keep people dumbed down and docile. What I witnessed in this video that we're going to review is evil. See, this is a Freemason church. You see the triangle? In plain sight. I'm trying to show you guys, but y'all don't want to listen to me. I'm trying to show y'all.
It's mighty funny that you're not pointing out those white people with swastikas and lightning bolts. And those are symbols of white supremacy. You know, white supremacist gangs love the lightning bolt. They love the four-leaf clovers. They love the swastikas. There's other symbols of white supremacy as well. But Ringo was never going to take the time to point that out.
Look at that, guys. Do you see that? Do you see that? On right now. It's all different types of sides. There's a lot of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, man. Like I said, Ringo wasn't getting these type of views 2 weeks ago. He started getting these views once he started to cape for Charlie while disrespecting the black community. That's when he started getting 400,000 some views, 300 something thousand views, 200 something thousand views. Once he started caping for Charlie, his numbers went all the way up.
Charlie Kirk had many enemies, and a lot of people are now feasting on his flesh.
You're doing the same thing. You're caping for Charlie, and that's why your numbers went up. You're feasting off of his death too. Why? Because you're eating. You're making money off of his debt. You're making a profit from his debt because you're pandering to MAGA right-wing people. That's the type of audience you want. He said it himself. He said black people hated him and black people wasn't supporting him. So he said, forget it. I'll just start cooning to a MAGA audience, and that's how I make my money on YouTube. So you, Ringo, you are feasting on Charlie's. You're feasting off of Charlie's death yourself. Don't be a hypocrite, Ringo. But then again, I don't think you can help yourself. Naturally, you're a hypocrite. Clearly, you're making money and feasting off of Charlie's demise. Yes, you are. Look at Ringo's videos before he started caping for Charlie. He really wasn't getting that many views. I mean, he did decent. He was still making money, but he wasn't getting the type of views that he's getting now that he's caping for Charlie while disrespecting the black community and MLK's family. Huh?
And everybody's playing examine this video, and we're gonna break this thing.
We're gonna break this thing all the way down. Now we're over here, man, to get the algorithm back moving over here. So make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. And in another 45 minutes, we're gonna be live on Restream TV 1.
All down. What I'm gonna try to do, guys, is let the video play as much so that you guys can hear it for yourself without me interrupting. I know I'm always talking. Some of y'all don't like me talking too much, but this is my job. But for this video, I'm going to try to let the video play. Then I'm going to break it down at a certain point.
90% of black people didn't even know who Charlie was. So when you think about the hate that Charlie got, it came from his own people. The hate didn't come from the black community. 90% of black people didn't even know Charlie, really don't care. So all that hate that Charlie was getting, it came from his own people. It came from his own community. Let's set the record straight.
Right? So let's have some fun. Let's learn. Let's have some
right. Look at the videos that Ringo did that doesn't have Charlie Kirk's name in the title. Look at the views. Then look at the views on the videos that he did about Charlie Kirk. A major difference. So when I tell you about these guys who start cooning to get more money, more subscribers and viewers, Ringo is a prime example of that. Look at this fool with this MAGA hat on, caping for Charlie, disrespecting the black community, all so that he can make more money to feed his family.
Civil discourse. You know, you have questions, post it in the chat. If I have time and I check it out, I'll respond. Let's just do what we got to do. Again, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. We're dealing with the particular topic of black pastors show their horns against pretty much Charlie Kirk and preaching hate in Jesus' name. And that is what the black church is doing right now, guys. So let's get into the content. Trayvon Martin, in my opinion, is a black racist.
For some reason, Marcus Robson said that, Marcus, why don't you leave a comment on one of the shorts, on one of the shorts, right, that I did? I don't know why your comments aren't showing up, Marcus, but I'll fix it, buddy. You know, you've been rocking with me for a minute. I will fix it. I don't know why your comments aren't showing up in the chat. We'll figure it out, though, bro. I'm gonna mod you back up. As soon as I see your profile, buddy, I'm gonna mod you back up. We'll find a way to fix that.
He's a part of some sort of group that is designed to put out hate. And his panel guests are all black racists. And their job is to continue putting out lies, accusing Charlie Kirk of being a racist, white supremacist. This is the narrative that the black community is putting out. Now, let me also say this, guys. I really believe that we should all unite, and there should be unity and respect of all races and creeds. At the end of the day, I got to say something that needs to be said. It got to be said, guys. You're going to get mad, but it doesn't.
Black people. So you're going to tell white people don't do anything that's beneficial for black folks. What have white people actually done to benefit blacks in this country? You know, even when white folks call themselves helping black people, at the end of the day, they are still helping themselves. Please believe that. But this fool is telling white folks, y'all need to stop helping black folks. I'm sick of these evil black people. I'm sick of these black people that's full of hate. You white folks need to stop supporting these black folks. How could anybody black respect Ringo and the nonsense that he's over there doing on his channel? How could you respect that as a black person? How could you respect that as a black person? He hasn't said anything uplifting to the black community. He's only said nice things about white people.
I am tired of it.
There's no such thing. Let me tell you right now, there's no such thing as a black supremacist. Black people don't have the power to oppress white folks in this country. So there's no such thing as a black supremacist. Now, these ignorant rednecks, they're not supreme either. I call on white supremacists so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. But these Nazis, there's nothing supreme about them. But overall, white people do have the power in this country to oppress black people. So there's no such thing as a black supremacist. What we've seen in this country was racist white supremacists, but there's no such thing as a black supremacist. You sound crazy. It doesn't exist. What you see is black people what you see is black folks who have an opinion about white folks and how they treat blacks in this country. But there's no such thing as a black supremacist. You sound crazy, dude.
On black people.
What was Charlie focused on? Saying negative things about black people, talking about black criminals and the violence they commit. Charlie has never been victimized by a black criminal a day in his life. But every single day, every time he had a debate, he had something negative to say about black people in the black community. But you expect for black people to say something positive about somebody who only spoke negative about them and their community. Man, how crazy you sound. You're foolish. Ringo, you're ignorant.
That are committing crimes in the black community. You're not focusing on them damn knuckleheads out in Chicago who's talking about, oh, yeah, come down to Chicago.
So Roland Martin should focus on the thugs and gangsters in the black community.